Game day's here, I can hear the crowd. Turn on the lights, fans are cranked up and loud. Red or blue, we wear it proud. Yeah, we love our teams in this border town. Chiefs and Royals, Boo Mizzou, Rock Chalk, Jayhawk, KU. Hear that drum pounding in your feet. Yeah, you're marching to the beat of KC.
What is going on, YouTube? What is going on, Kansas City? And what is going on, everybody? And welcome to the beat of KC. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lucas Murphy, and grab your popcorn. Make sure you're going to get settled in. Make sure you're ready to watch this video, ladies and gentlemen, because this is going to be a breakdown of two absolute giants going head to head. This is going to be worth your watch, I promise you. I'm excited to provide you content on this. This is going to be a Kansas City Chiefs versus the Buffalo Bills in one of the most epic and really important matchups in the last few years. Now, obviously, playoffs have been really the most important, but when it comes to a regular season game really having implications for postseason seeding, or even the fact that a team could potentially not make the playoffs based on this game, just speaks to how significant this game is. So lock in and let's get into this. We're really going to be talking about the stakes. We're going to be talking about key trends. We're going to be talking about matchups, tactical points, how one team is going to attack the other team. This is going to be good. This is going to be juicy. So let's dive on in. Now, obviously, this is a Week 9 matchup. And you're thinking, Lucas, a Week 9 matchup having playoff implications, really having a significance to both of these teams? 100%. The reason is because the Kansas City Chiefs are not leading in the AFC West. Currently in the overall AFC bracket for playoffs, they're on the outside looking in. The Buffalo Bills, on the other hand, are second in their division behind the New England Patriots. They still have a few good, solid teams to play, including New England, and the Buffalo Bills are not at the top of the seeding. So really, when you're thinking about this as a large culmination of playing each other, this is going to have impacts across really the AFC and the playoffs. I mean, it really is. So this is just a significant football game. And like I said, both teams are near the top of the AFC and they win and loss, but this could significantly influence the playoff seeding. Now, this rivalry, which has really kind of, I would say, come about since Josh Allen became the quarterback and Patrick Mahomes has really taken over and become the quarterback. So since around 2020, the Chiefs and the Bills have faced each other frequently, often with major implications. Now, in regular season meetings during this era, the Bills have had the upper hand. But ladies and gentlemen, when does it matter? When does it count? That would be the postseason. In the postseason, the Chiefs have prevailed 4 straight times. That's because when it matters, when they really need to lock in, guess who turns that switch on? That would be the Kansas City Chiefs. And that would be Andy Reid. And that would be Matt Nagy. And that would be Spagnuolo. And that would be Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Rashee Rice. The list goes on and on. The venue that we're going to be seeing this game at is Highmark Stadium. It is known for its hostile environment, but it's second to none compared to what Arrowhead can provide as an environment. Now, the weather, the crowd, when the Chiefs visit, we know can be a factor. The weather, I am not sure what the weather is going to be predicting. You know, in years past, we've gone up there and their fans have liked to throw snowballs at the team. I don't anticipate snow being packed into the seats like it has in years past, but I do anticipate their crowd being next level. I mean, this is I would consider a rivalry game for sure. Now, let's dive in, talk about some trends, really some statistics. So the Kansas City Chiefs offensively, they are firing on all cylinders, ladies and gentlemen. You know, up until I would even say that first half of the Washington Commanders game, we've seen an uptick in really productivity from this offense each week. Then it was like puzzling how this team came out and performed in the first half against the Washington Commanders. But at halftime, I do believe that they figured out what they needed to do. They flipped that switch that we talked about earlier, and they ran away with that football game. They've been averaging 415.8 yards per game and a 278.2 passing yards per game. I anticipate that that's going to continue to go up and up and up. And we'll talk a little bit of the reason why. Now, defensively, and this is what I really want to focus on, I truly believe this is a key of the game, which we'll get to, but I think this is the key to the game. Defensively, the Chiefs are allowing 270.8 yards per game. That ranks them 4th in the NFL. Now, this defense is ranked 5th in total passing yards with 1,422 surrendered, and they are 3rd in average passing yards, which is 177.8. Now, one of the most important areas is this rushing attack. And the reason is because James Cook is no slouch, ladies and gentlemen. James Cook is easily one of the best running backs the Kansas City Chiefs are going to face this year, and they have faced some very talented running backs this year. Now, how does the Chiefs defense really kind of stand up? What kind of barrier is James Cook going to be running into? Rushing, the Kansas City Chiefs are ranked 15th in total yards, which is 800, and they are 11th in rushing yards per game, which is an even 100. Now, the stat that stands out the most to me in this entire thing is the Kansas City Chiefs are ranked 2nd, ladies and gentlemen. They are ranked 2nd in the NFL for points allowed at 16.4 points per game. I'm going to say that one more time. The Kansas City Chiefs defense is ranked 2nd in the NFL for points allowed at 16.4 points per game. I think that's incredible. That really just shows you how this defense has been stifling. And it's crazy to think that we really haven't been getting after the quarterback. It's just solid all-around bend but don't break type of defense. Yes, they may give up some running yards here, which James Cook is very good at, but they get into the red zone and they really lock down, and it's a bend but don't break mentality. It's almost, similar to years past, and they do find ways to really limit. And I think the biggest thing is the Kansas City Chiefs get to the point where they put such a stranglehold on, the offense is clicking on all cylinders. They're scoring at will. They're putting up points that really forces the opposing team to just abandon the running attack, and they have to really start to focus on throwing the football. I would expect anyways, naturally, this game, because it's Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes, they're going to be battling it out anyways through the air. We'll talk a little bit about injuries now. So, injury availability to watch. Now, obviously, receivers like Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice, they've returned recently. Xavier Worthy could still potentially be dealing a little bit with that shoulder. I don't anticipate that fully went away. Now, he will be a full participant, obviously, but I would imagine that some of that pain is still lingering at times. Now, one of the players that we probably will be without is running back Isaiah Pacheco. He did sustain a knee injury. They were definitely testing him against that Washington Commanders team. They were testing the ACL, I'm sure the MCL, all kinds of CLs over on the sidelines. He did hop up off the table. He seemed like he was ready to come back in, but in all reality, it became a sprain. And so I would anticipate they're going to give him some time off to really get him focused and healthy, obviously. And so I would anticipate that's what we're going to see. Now, you're going to see guys like Kareem Hunt step up, Brashard Smith, and possibly Elijah Mitchell joining the team and really kind of getting the bulk of the carries as a group, as a culmination. I would expect all three, specifically Kareem Hunt and Brashard Smith, to get a majority of those carries. Now, flipping it over to the Buffalo Bills, they are coming in at 5-2 as of this matchup and are very confident at home. I do believe that the Buffalo Bills prefer this game to be at home than they do on the road. Their offense is very balanced right now, but they are also dealing with some injuries on that offensive side. QB Josh Allen is going to have to step up in a significant way. We know he's a dual threat type of quarterback. He has the ability to throw some laser beams, but at the same time, he can snap off a very aggressive run where he can run guys over. He is a threat on the ground as well. And obviously, the dual threat running back in James Cook, he has been absolutely outstanding this year, ladies and gentlemen. Probably, I believe he's either number 2 or 3 in all of the NFL when it comes to running the football. He's been outstanding, but the fact that he can catch the football and do some lethal things from the backfield in that aspect is also there. Now, the Bills just defensively are lacking in so many areas due to injuries, ladies and gentlemen. Now, obviously, the offensive one is Joshua Palmer, a significant addition to their wide receiver core. He will be out of this football game. But when you're really looking at this from a defensive standpoint, their defense is absolutely decimated with injuries. And so they're going to have to plug guys in and hope that they're able to stop this Kansas City Chiefs team that just has been so red hot. You got guys like Dorian Strong, Damar Hamlin, TJ Sanders, Ed Oliver, who just ruptured his bicep. Like I mentioned, Joshua Palmer on the offensive side, but Daquan Jones, Shaq Thompson, and Taylor Rapp. I mean, those are some significant contributors on that defense that will be out of this game. And that's either due to being just out of this game or because they've been placed on IR. Now, really the key matchups and the tactical points of this game, Mahomes versus the Bills secondary. Like we just mentioned, there are a significant amount of injuries. But the Chiefs passing game will challenge this Bills coverage and schemes. In a market that never sleeps, one name rises above the rest. Lisa Miller from Dan Lynch Real Estate. Listed by hundreds and recognized across the Midwest. She delivers results when it matters the most. With over 13 years of experience and licenses in both Kansas and Missouri, Lisa isn't just selling houses. She's helping you find a place to call home. Whether you are a first-time home buyer, looking to upsize, or selling your current home, Lisa makes the process smooth and stress-free. As a local expert passionate about building lasting relationships, she ensures her clients feel confident and satisfied every step of the way. Don't wait, your perfect home is just a call away. Contact Lisa today at 913-579-3246 or 913-369-3000 or visit lisamillersellskc.com. Let Lisa Miller at Lynch Real Estate help you start your next exciting chapter. And let her know the beat of KC, Lucas Murphy, sent you her way. You know, according to Sports Illustrated, Buffalo ranks 29th in pass coverage by Pro Football Focus, which could be a problem when facing Patrick Mahomes, the mastermind, the wizard. We're going to see some Mahomes magic. Now, the Bills' rush offense versus this Chiefs' front seven. James Cook and the Bills' run game represents a serious threat to the Chiefs' ability to contain the rush, and it will be pivotal. Now, I've talked about it in multiple videos. We face guys like Omarion Hampton and Najee Harris. We face Saquon Barkley. We face Derrick Henry. I mean, we faced multiple guys. Cam Skattebo. We faced, the onslaught of what the Washington Commanders could provide. And in every one of those games, not one of those running backs just absolutely erupted. And I completely forgot about Gibbs and Montgomery. Now, Gibbs more or less started to borderline go off, but none of those teams that we mentioned, specifically the running backs, have really just erupted for just monumental games. I mean, when you compare what James Cook did to the Carolina Panthers last week, that has not happened at all to the Kansas City Chiefs. And the stats earlier provide kind of that mindset. Now, offensive line protection versus pass rush. Now, the Kansas City offensive line is going to be something to pay attention to because we mentioned the fact that there are some significant injuries to the defensive line and the overall secondary to the Buffalo Bills. How is this Kansas City Chiefs offensive line going to be able to really handle what the Buffalo Bills can provide from a pass rush, really from a scheme? Now, I'm questioning whether Trey Smith will be back for this game. He has been dealing with a back injury. We know he sat out against majority of the Raiders game. He definitely sat out in the Washington Commanders game. And so we're anticipating to see if he will be back. If he doesn't, I would anticipate Mike Caliendo once again stepping in and playing at right guard. Now, they could be tested by edge rushers AJ Espinosa, Gregory Rousseau, and we know Joey Bosa is now a part of this team. Now, some of those guys might be dealing with some lingering injuries as well. Players get hurt through the season. It just happens. One of the things I think really, too, to think about is the Bills' home turf is often cold, windy. There's a chance of rain probably, and the crowd noise is a real factor. It really is. The Chiefs will need to manage silent counts and avoid self-inflicted penalties. Now, the momentum and the situational advantage. I think the Chiefs are on a nice offensive uptick. Like I've stated earlier, they're going up and up and up each week until that kind of rough patch that they came across against the Washington Commanders in the first half. But outside of that, ladies and gentlemen, they have been excelling. They really have been distributing the ball well through all their targets. The rushing attack is starting to come alive up until Isaiah Pacheco got hurt, but Kareem Hunt has been very effective on the ground. I would anticipate Brashard Smith taking another huge step. So that is definitely going to build momentum. And I think that definitely sways towards the Kansas City Chiefs with so many missing pieces on the Buffalo Bills defense and even a few on the offensive side of the football. because there's just too much. It's a significant amount. And so I would say momentum right now is in favor of the Kansas City Chiefs, even though there's a slight, favor on the Bills side because it's going to be in their home stadium. Now, what should they do? What must they do? They need to let Mahomes orchestrate downfield plays, use their speed and depth at receiver Worthy, Rice, Brown, and really Tyquan Thornton to exploit the Buffalo secondary, contain Allen's mobility and Cook's rushing attack, especially limit explosive run plays and QB scrambles. It'll be interesting to see who's on the spy situation. Is it going to be Nick Bolton? Is it going to be Leo Chenal? Who's going to be spying Josh Allen in some of these situations? And limit turnovers and mistakes. To me, that is the most important one of this entire thing. We've had too many mistakes in special teams. We must limit the turnovers. I mean, Patrick Mahomes threw 2 interceptions against the Washington Commanders. One of those was his fault. One of those was not his fault. Either way, that is 2 turnovers that could have really changed the outcome of that game. The penalties that we continue to see on this Chiefs special teams and really the team in general, those can cause a sway in the game that will cause you to lose this game, and especially in this that I would classify as a rivalry game. Now, what should the Bills do? And I think that this is more specific. They need to pressure Mahomes consistently and avoid giving up big passing plays. I would anticipate them to play 2 high safeties, making them throw under coverage, really kind of hope that they're doing a lot of crossing routes, a lot of set down routes where the players have to catch the ball and then in response get yak yards. And so they're really containing that deep ball. Force them to run the football. With guys like Pacheco being out, you're going to force an aging Kareem Hunt, but a bursty and really kind of an athletic Brashard Smith having the ability to run the football, but forcing them to really run the football. I would also say forcing Mahomes out of the pocket, forcing him to roll and run as well. Control the line of scrimmage on the ground game. Set up a balanced offense. The Bills have to establish a balanced offense. To me, they have to really manage and own the time of possession. Use that home field advantage and that crowd to disrupt the Chiefs' rhythm. Force some penalties. Force some turnovers. That is how the Bills are going to win. Although I don't believe that's going to happen. I do believe the Kansas City Chiefs will come out on top 30-24 in a very high stakes, high expectations, a lot of implications on this game. I really believe that they will win 30-24, hitting that 30-point marker once again. I'm excited. The key swings, I really believe the Chiefs' passing attack will exploit the Buffalo's coverage weaknesses. I do believe that the Kansas City Chiefs will limit but not stop James Cook and as well as Josh Allen. And I do think that the Kansas City Chiefs will come out on top. Let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think. I appreciate you checking out this video. I'm excited for this game. It's going to be phenomenal Sunday afternoon in Highmark Stadium. Let's get it. And make sure you guys smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, and I end every video the exact same way. Have a good day.